Hi, good day. Today we are going to discuss about the subject and verb agreement. Before that, I'm going to show you two learning targets. The first one, we are going to explain the rules for subject and verb agreement. Mind you, there are more than 20 subjects or there are more than 20 rules for this topic. But for today, we are going to discuss only two. The next one is we are going to identify and correct errors in subject and verb agreement. But before we proceed to these two subjects or two subject and verb agreement, let's have a simple recall. First, we ask what is subject. Of course, it is important that we know the topic of the sentence or the subject of the sentence. Okay, subject can be person, place, thing, or idea. Subject is always a noun or a pronoun. Remember that nouns can be person, place, things, or ideas. The pronouns are he, she, it, you, me, they, and so on and so forth. Subject performs the action. Subject can be singular or plural. Remember, singular subject is only one. Plural subject can be two or more. Let's have an example. Maria prepares breakfast for her siblings. Who do you think is the subject? Okay. The action word is prepares. Then who does the action prepares? Of course, it is Maria. Maria is only one, therefore, it is a singular subject. Let's proceed. Another example. Who does the action? For this sentence, Maria and Lanlan prepare breakfast for their siblings. How many subjects do we have here? Two subjects, Maria and Lanlan. Our verb is prepare, which is what we call the base form of the verb. We are going to discuss this later on. All right. Subject and verb must agree in number. So these now are the two rules that I'm going to discuss with you. If the subject is singular, the verb should be in the S form. Singular subject plus S form of the verb. Let's take the example earlier. Maria prepares breakfast for her siblings. Again, there is only one subject, and that is Maria. Therefore, the verb should be in the base or in the S form. Maria prepares. So your verb is in the S form. It has S. Okay? Next. If the subject is singular, the verb should be in the S form. Okay? Singular subject plus S form of the verb. We have to remember that. I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. First one, Elizabeth cooks. Because Elizabeth is only one subject, therefore, the verb should be in the S form. Cooks. Next, the bird sings. Again, bird is only one, therefore the verb should be in the S form. Next, my cousin visits. Okay, so as you can see here in the examples, subjects are all singular. So if the subject is singular, the verb therefore should be in the S form. Second rule. If the subject is plural, the verb should be in the base form. Okay, again, if the subject is plural, the verb should be in the base form. Plural subject plus base form of the verb. When you say base form of the verb, we do not add anything to the word. It is the word itself. Let's have the example earlier. Maria and Lenlen prepare breakfast for their siblings. Maria and Lenlen, these are two subjects. Therefore, the verb is in the base form. Okay, another example again. If the subject is plural, the verb should be in the base form. Okay, plural subject plus base form of verb. Again, if you have plural subject, you need to add base form of the verb. They cook, because they is plural. So the verb cook should not end with s because the subject is plural. Next, the birds sing and my cousins visit. So if you notice, in the plural subjects, if there is letter s, then the verb shouldn't have s. If the subject doesn't have s, the verb should have s. Okay, let's compare singular subject plus s form, plural subject plus base form. Elizabeth cooks. They cook. The bird sings. The birds sing. My cousin visits and my cousins visit. Here are some more examples of S form of verb and base form of verb. Computes, compute. He runs, they run. She goes, we go. Okay, sleeps and sleep, works, work, cooks and cook. S form of the verb takes singular subject. Base form of the verb takes plural subject. Example, she computes the electric bill. They compute the electric bill. Bea runs every morning. Bea and Joy run in the morning. He goes to the park on Sundays. We go to the park on Sundays. Father sleeps early. My parents sleep early. Nancy works hard. My friends work hard. My sister cooks yummy food, and my sisters cook yummy food. I hope by now you're able to distinguish the difference between these two rules of subject and verb agreement. Okay, before we proceed to our exercise, let's have a short review. All right, remember that if the subject is singular, the verb is in the S form. And if the subject is plural, the verb is in the base form. Now I'm going to show you some examples of sentences. Each of the verbs should take place in the sentence. Number 1. The afternoon sun is or are on the grass. You ask yourself, what is the topic of the sentence? Okay, the topic of this sentence is sun. And sun is obviously a singular subject. Therefore, the verb should be is. Alright, next. The big bee goes on a little house. What do you think is the topic or the subject of this sentence? Okay, the subject is bee. Bee is only one. Therefore, the verb should be in the S form. So the sentence should go like this. The big bee goes on a little house. Next, you needs to catch the mouse. what is the subject? The subject is you. So the answer is base form, because you always takes the base form of the verb. You need to catch the mouse. Next, Mr. Fig and his friends climbs the mountain. Subjects are Mr. Fig and his friends. Therefore, the verb should be in the base form. So climb. And lastly, the friends has big surprise. What do you think is the subject in this sentence? The subject is friends, and friends is a plural subject. Therefore, the verb should be in the base form, and it should be have. The friends have big surprise. So before we end this video, let's have a simple recall. Again, if the subject is singular, meaning there is only one subject, there is only one topic, the verb should always be in the S form. On the other hand, if the subject is plural, meaning there are two or more subjects, the verb should be in the base form. Okay? Plural subject plus base form of the verb. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you understand these two golden rules for the subject and verb agreement. So next time, we are going to discuss the other rules for the subject and verb agreement. Thank you. Bye-bye.